Hello, I'm making this video to clear something up where you think I might have made a misstatement and I did not. And I also want to put things in succinct, rigorous order for you. Now that you've gone through this many videos, there still may be confusion, and I want to clear that up. First of all, about the statement. I said that only gluons undergo beta decay, and that's true. But quarks, the down quark undergoes beta decay. What is he saying? What I'm saying is the quarks are leptogluons. There's a gluon in the quark that undergoes beta decay and ejects the leptons, and the positron becomes a neutrino and my model, and the electron becomes the ground state electron in the single free proton. Okay, that being said and cleared up, so you know, the quarks undergo beta decay, but it's the gluon in the quark undergoing the beta decay, and the energy for the beta decay comes from the gluon, and it was given to it at the Big Bang and in gamma ray bursts, because quark creation happens in gamma ray bursts. And in gamma ray bursts, there are, and at the Big Bang, which was a huge spherical radiating gamma ray burst, it was all gamma, so much energy, such high frequency, it would be unbelievable particles that, wow, it's just unimaginable. The entire universe in a grapefruit. Anyway, the waveform and if you've seen this video, depends on you watching my other videos, and what's very, very important is you watch my first video on the upquarks, because the whole video series depends on that. That holds the proton together. You've got to see it. And I'm going to tell you it again before this video ends. Okay, first of all, putting it together in a rigorous order. Perfectly combined coherent gamma waveforms create the 8-string gluon. There's also larger string gluons, up to 15, maybe 18, even 20 string gluons. The top quark, I haven't been able to calculate how many strings are in its gluon, but it's got to be a bunch, because it is heavy, the heaviest quark. And imagine it's positively charged. You would think it'd be negatively charged because the down quark is heavier than the up quark, and it's negatively charged, and it bucks the trend. Anyway, let me stick to this. The waveform becomes the gluon. The gluon beta decays into a quark. The quark, like the 8-string gluon, the down quark will then eject, not always, it can if it's stimulated for beta decay, which I don't know what stimulates beta decay yet. Anyway, the end bonded leptons, the electron and positron that are bonded onto the gluon, how we talked about in previous videos, by the weak force, are ejected, and 2 string energies are emitted from the 8-string gluon, and it becomes a 6-string gluon, and 2 of its string energies becomes the electron and positron deposited on the outside of the gluon that is bonded by the weak force. That's my theory. That's not so hard to follow there. That puts it all together for you in one succinct statement. Okay, now I could have said it like that and just did one video, but then most people wouldn't understand what I'm talking about. You wouldn't have understood it at all. And in this video series, I want to teach you about CERN's proton too, and I'm going to do a video on CERN's proton so you know I understand CERN's proton. I'm not just someone who's making up my own proton. This channel goes by the standard model of particle physics, and that's what CERN works with, and the 4 fundamental forces, and no hokum science. There's no hokum. There are postulates. Now, my postulates are, there are fundamental strings. There are closed loop strings. Those strings spin right or left to generate positive or negative charge, and they create a field called the weak force, the weak field. And they bond due to that field and their charge into larger strings called the electron, and they look like this. Those bosons are your smaller fundamental strings. They bond into an electron string, and this string spins right or left to generate its polarity, negative or positive electromagnetic. From now on, we will just draw the electron in just a string and omit all the circles and just know that they're there. And in this diagram of the quarks I've shown you, I'll show you again here, to familiarize yourself with what quarks actually look like. This is the up quark. It has a 4-string gluon. Up quark, yeah, this is the up quark. It has a 6-string gluon. A 4-string gluon, 4, because it loses 2 strings when the down quark beta decays and becomes an up quark. And this is the down quark. This is the gluon. This is the bonded positron, and this is the electron. This is the 6-string gluon. This is a 4-string gluon. This is the electron. And this is the positron. The positron is the end lepton in the up quark, and the electron is the end lepton in the down quark. It is the gluon that beta decays. It loses its electron and its positron, and 2 string energies are deposited on the outside to put 2 new leptons on there to become an up quark. You need to understand that. And they're bonded. All of them are bonded by the weak force, and they spin. In the down quark, the electron and the gluons spin in the same direction because they're negative. And the positron spins in the opposite direction while bonded. and they're sitting there dynamically spinning. The two ends are spinning the same way, while the middle one is spinning in the opposite direction, so the electron stays bonded to the gluon. This was a very good video. I got out a lot of good stuff on it, and did it very well spoken this time. I'm just now getting used to making videos in science on YouTube and being in front of a camera, so please forgive me while I gain my legs here. Anyway, I think I'm doing a decent job. No, I think I'm doing a stellar job, honestly, of presenting my theory and presenting what I have about physics in the microcosmic universe. And we will talk about the macrocosmic universe on this channel after a bunch more videos on theoretical physics of particle physics. I mean, theoretical physics and particle physics. Until we get to the grand unified theory and solve it on my string theory without flubbing any math. No mathematical flubs. Though I'm serious. If you take the fundamental string and don't express its identity and energy by waves on the circumference, express it by spin direction, physical spin, like a donut put on the ground and spun, like a top spinning. I think that's all I wanted to cover in this video. Thank you very much.